This is a dual camera Borescope. I was sent this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it would cost you about $60. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinion remains my own. So in the package, we have this little control box here, and it's attached to 15 feet of kind of a semi-rigid cable. And at the end of it is a borescope that has a camera both at the end and a camera on the side, so you can inspect what's in front of you and kind of what you're going past. They also include a kit with various things, like there's a hook, so you can attach this on and grab something and pull it out. There's a little mirror that's like a 45-degree mirror that you can stick on the end to kind of look sideways, although with the side camera here, I'm not sure if that's as necessary. And then there's a USB A to C charging cable. So this guy here has a little reset pin hole and a USB-C charging cable. Now, one thing I don't see is any type of SD card slot. So it doesn't look like you're going to be able to offload images from the device using a media card. And it comes with this instruction manual. It says model P100. So it comes with a little tab for pulling off this protective plastic off of the screen. And they say you push and hold for 2 seconds to turn it on. Alright, so there is a picture of me. It says it's HD resolution. It looks a little bit fuzzy, but that might be because it's designed to focus close up and not really far away. There's lights on the end of this camera here, and you can push the button to change the lights between 0, 100, 80, 50, and 0. And there's also a black and white versus color mode, in case you want to do just black and white. And if you long press this, it'll change to the side camera so you can look out the side. So if you long press again, it'll flip back to the front camera. So here, when you're close to the wood grain, you can see pretty good detail. I have it in black and white mode. Let me change it back to color there. So you can kind of see that HD resolution when you're near the wood grain. As you look at things farther away, it's reasonable, but it's not great video quality. I mean, this is designed for looking at things up close, like in a pipe, not for things that are far away. You can rotate the view, and you can flip it up and down, so you don't need to, twist the end of the camera to get the view you're looking for. And that is the sum functionality. This is a view-only device. There's no recording, there's no storage. It's just for inspection at the time. So if you need to show an image to a customer, you either have to have the customer there to show it to them, or maybe take a picture of this screen with your phone or something. So I have next to my house an old unused fuel tank for an old fuel oil furnace that has been removed before we even got the house. And I've always wondered what's the condition of that tank. So let's go put this borescope down the hole and see what it is. Alright, so I have this guy right above the transition where the pipe turns into the tank, and it looks like there's a reflection of liquid below that transition. So if I flip this over to the side camera, I can see the wall of the pipe, and then I go right past it, and now we're into the tank, and I'm looking sideways into the tank. And there are two little metal pipes which probably used to run to the furnace for getting fuel oil out, and we can see there's a liquid level down there where you can see those go into a liquid. And given that this is open and it's in Florida, I suspect most of that liquid's probably water, but there might be some fuel oil sitting on top of the water there. So I dabbed it down into the liquid, and it definitely smelled like oil, and I wiped it off, and you can see it's dirty oilish. So there is some oil at least on the top of the liquid in there. I don't know how much of that liquid is oil and how much is just water from, you know, years and years of rain, because I don't think there's been a furnace in this house for, I don't know, 20 to 40 years. Alright, so I learned the tank is intact. There is liquid in the tank, and there's at least a little bit of oil floating on the top of the liquid. Now, I probably could have figured some of that out just by dropping a string down and pulling it back up and smelling the end of the string. So the end of this is pretty small, but it's still just a little bit too big to fit through this sink drain hole here, so it can't go any farther than, you know, just an inch or two down into the sink drain. Now, if I'd taken the trap off on the bottom, I could easily push it through the drain pipe past the trap. I plugged it into charge with a USB-C power delivery device, and it successfully negotiates USB-C power delivery. It's a 5-volt rate. It's drawing, you know, 0.7 amps, so it's charging at, you know, 3 to 4 watts. And they say that you can turn this on and use it while it's charging, so you're never really going to be in a situation where the battery's dead and you can't use it. You can always plug it into a power bank, be charging it and using it at the same time. The manual claims like a 2-hour battery life. I don't see any reason to doubt that. I don't really think you're going to be using it for 2 hours continuously in most situations. Alright, so it does what it's supposed to do. I really appreciate the side view camera. That makes things a lot nicer. I can't imagine ever wanting to use this 45-degree mirror. I think they include that in this packet because some of the models they sell don't have the side view camera. You know, it works. The image quality is reasonable. It claims to be HD with this small screen. I never really got a super clear picture, but you know, you could see what was going on, enough to figure out, you know, what you're dealing with. I would really like the ability to store images on board, even if you can't export them. Just, you know, having just 10 images you can store on board, just so you can pull them back later and show somebody else without them having to be there right when you're scoping things. But it is a relatively low price point, so I guess that explains the lack of onboard storage. So you can also get similar products that like just plug into a cell phone, and you know, kind of the having its own viewport, you know, is that something you want with the extra bulk, or is that something you don't want? That's a choice you'll need to make. So I put it under some water, maybe fuel oil. It still works, so like the IP67 rating appears to be correct. So I'm pretty happy with what you get. It's not, you know, super fancy. There's no recording features, no export features, but also the price point is pretty low.